Hi guys, so I'm gonna read Transformers number 10. So, Dawn of the Devastator. 4 million years ago, they came from Cybertron, a world composed entirely of machinery, a world torn by an age-old war between the heroic Autobots and the evil Decepticons. These incredibly powerful living robots, capable of converting themselves into land and air vehicles, weapons, and other mechanical forms, continue their conflict here on Earth. They are the Transformers. Blackrock Aerospace Assembly Plant Number 1 in a suburb of Portland, Oregon.
All is in readiness. The next generation of Decepticons is about to be born, and you, Optimus Prime, are to be its parent. It is logical to assume such an achievement will swell your circuits with pride.
I feel only loathing towards you, Shockwave, for forcing me to be a part of this obscene act. But I abhor myself even more so, for I am solely responsible for inflicting the threat of the Transformers' very presence on the noble beings of this world in the first place.
What are they talking about, Gabe? I stopped trying to understand these wire brains as soon as they took over the plant. Ferdy, and I just do what I'm told and don't ask questions. So the next best thing to being there. And they're talking about previous issue, Transformers number 7. So Bob Budiansky, writer, Ricardo Villamante, penciler, Brad Joyce, inker, Janice Chang, letterer, Nel Yomtov, colorist, Mike Carlin, editor, Jim Shooter, editor-in-chief.
Your compassion for the primitive, organically evolved creatures of this pathetic planet defies all reason, Optimus Prime. Even as enslaved drone workers, their value is limited. How were you able to command the Autobots for so long, with such a serious weakness of character? Confounds my logic center. But that is your past, and it is of no concern now, not while we are about to witness the very act of creation itself. Observe now, as the process begins, each of the 6 carefully prepared brain modules already pulsates with the life infused within them by your creation matrix, the legendary life-giving program of our native planet Cybertron, that only a select few like yourself have possessed.
So I'm talking about Transformers number 6.
See how in mere moments their printed circuits are flooded with data. Their microchips are encoded with their functions. Their very beings are stamped with their ultimate purpose. The conquest of this planet and the destruction of all the Autobots. What are all those? The things starting to point this way.
I told you, I don't ask questions, Ferdy.
I just... stuck!
Shockwave continues.
The brain modules are now fully enlarged. Each is ready to be encased in its own unique body of my design.
Hope that don't happen every time we do this. I think my statue's singed. In a seemingly chaotic choreography of swinging armatures and whirling gears, the machinery of the aerospace plant shifts into high-speed action. And until finally,
would you look at that?
I'm looking, but I don't know if I'm believing.
Behold Optimus Prime, the Constructicons, Scavenger, Mixmaster, Longhaul, Bone Crusher, Scrapper, and Hook. They shall build Decepticon bases that span the length and breadth of this world. They shall be the architects of our earthly empire.
Our mission is programmed into us, Commander Shockwave. We await your orders.
Proceed immediately, Scavenger.
Yes, Commander. Constructicons, transform!
Scavenger converts to his vehicle mode, a truck crane, and the other Constructicons convert to theirs.
I am helpless to prevent the Constructicons from proceeding with their mission. I can only bear the burden of responsibility for the evil they have inflicted upon us.
Meanwhile, to the east, one of the peaks of the Cascade Mountain Range of northern Oregon serves as a most unusual site for a most unique object. This is a spacecraft we're in. It's enormous. Yes, even by our Autobot standards, the Ark is very large, which only means there was more to be damaged when we crashed here on Mount St. Hilary 4 million years ago, and more to be repaired now that we've awakened Mr. Blackrock. Call me GB, Prowl. Now that we're in business partners, we should be more informal. Agreed. The deal you struck with Jazz, where you supply our fuel needs in return for our protection and help in recovering your aerospace plant and oil drilling platforms from the Decepticons, should be advantageous to us both. That is why I wanted you to come here, to better understand us. It's been a heck of an education so far. What are those two doing? Bluestreak and Brawn are working on the ionic fusion drive that powers the Ark in its interstellar travels. So talking about last issue in regards to Jazz recruiting GB Blackrock. Your technology is truly centuries ahead of ours. My people could learn a lot from you, and I could learn a lot from myself. With their science, my Blackrock Enterprises could trounce all of its competition. But first, there's something more pressing I must discuss with them. I appreciate your taking me into your confidence, Prowl, but have you considered that public knowledge of living alien robots engaged in a civil war right here on Earth might trigger a worldwide panic? Yes, that thought had occurred to me, us too. It is not our desire to be a destructive influence, and we Autobots are committed to hiding our presence as much as possible. Unfortunately, I cannot speak for the Decepticons. Ah, here is our repair bay, the private kingdom of Chief Medical Officer Ratchet. I never seem to run short of patience. Just spare parts.
Jazz! What's the good word, JB? Or GB? How's our partnership working out? You lost an entire arm in battle. How can you just sit there and... Hey, don't blow a fuse. Sure, we get hurt, but we can adjust our sensory circuitry, rewire it to shut off the pain, then a few turns of a hypno screwdriver, and Doc Ratchet has us running like we're fresh off the assembly line. Check out this new arm. Like they say on Earth, we take a licking, but keep on ticking.
Yes, but what about him?
Poor old Sunstreaker. Doc's not sure if he'll ever be operational again. Just like your earthly wars. Ours, too, has its casualties. And the right side don't always win. That's why we sought your help. Together, the Autobots and human, we could stop the Decepticons and spare your world the horror of their rule. Over in our communications center, Constructor...
Wait, is that Jazz talking? I don't know, but
Constructicon...
Oh no, that's Prowl talking. That is why we sought your help. Together, Autobot and human, we can stop the Decepticons and spare the world the horror of their rule. Over here in our communications center, Constructicon engineer Huffer is right now rebuilding our ultra-frequency monitoring. Huffer, what exactly are you doing?
I nearly fixed the trans-dimensional radio wave scrambler, Prowl. For the first time in 4 million years, we'll be able to contact our beloved Cybertron with it. And we'll be able to talk to home. See how it gleams in the holo projection?
That's an admirable endeavor, Huffer, but you're neglecting your primary assignment.
Yes, I know. Repair the monitoring antenna so we can eavesdrop on what the Decepticons are plotting at their aerospace plant headquarters. I apologize, Prowl. I will return to my assignment immediately. I don't know, it's kind of weird. Huffer's not complaining about it. It's kind of weird. You see, GB, we suffer from the same frailties as you humans. Huffer is homesick, as are all the Autobots. Unfortunately, he sometimes allows his feelings to interfere with his work. And it is vital work. Before we launch an attack, we must know the Decepticons' plans. For not only are we just concerned with the safety of your employees, held hostage inside the bank plant, but also with that of our leader, Optimus Prime, as well. What's this? That is the body of Optimus. It stands here inoperative, a grim reminder that we can never rest until we rescue his head, which is a helpless captive of the Decepticons. That's not just grim, it's downright creepy. Wait a minute, I just remembered. The phones at the plant are bugged. I devised a system to improve security there. Make sure no one was saying anything that they shouldn't. To activate the system, all I have to do is dial a special code to a phone there. No one even has to answer it. Then we can listen in all we want. Huffer, can you build a telephone? Huffer can build a telephone hookup for you to use. Yes. It would be simple to make. If only it were that simple to call Cybertron. Huffer, you must direct your thoughts to...
Calling Commander Prowl, acknowledge.
Oh, calling Commander Prowl, acknowledge. The Inter-Autobot radio. It's Bumblebee, calling in from his surveillance mission. Bumblebee, this is Prowl. Proceed with your report. Something's going on down at the plant. Something bad, but I'm not sure what. Laserbeak just flew out. He's shooting 2 missiles at the army encampment. It's too smoky. I'm not sure what's happening now. Major, all the vehicles, the tanks, armored personnel, carriers, they're melting. My rifle looks like a stick of butter on a hot day in July. I'll radio for... My radio! It's dripping in my hand. This smoke, it's altering the structure of anything made out of metal. The Decepticons are using this smoke as a diversion. I see 6 vehicles driving out of it. Follow them, Bumblebee. I'll send reinforcements to intercept, including Huffer, who could use some action to lift his spirits. While inside the plant,
the Constructicons are all but one piece in the game, Optimus Prime. Behold the next piece, and the most important, Jetfire. I have designed him to be the most powerful and lethal Decepticon jet yet. Now he is but a shell, but soon his form shall be whole, and your creation matrix shall fill it with life, and in so doing bring the death of the Autobots.
I won't be the cause of anyone's death, except my own, when Shockwave discovers the truth. I no longer possess the creation matrix. I'll be useless to discover him then. He'll never discover that I've transferred it to the human Buster Witwicky. At least I'll die knowing I denied him the power of the Matrix, and that as great an Autobot victory as any won on the battlefield.
So that was in Transformers number 6. Elsewhere in the outskirts of Portland. And about time... Oh, thanks for picking me up, Buster. And about time I got out of there too. Those doctors would keep you a week for an ingrown toenail if you let them. It's not... Oh, that's his Sorry, yeah, I can't see most of the characters. I can't see, so I don't know what they're talking. I don't know who's talking. So it's not every day you get released from the hospital, Dad. Of course they pick you up. You did have a heart attack, Dad.
It was only a little one, son. Boy, it's great to be home again. And can't wait to get back to work fixing cars. You know, son, if my hands aren't coated with an inch of motor grease, they may as well not be on my wrists.
Dad, why don't you rest first?
Yes, sir, must be a lot of care. Cars sitting here in need of Bumblebicky's tender love and care. I remember
what's Fishbean's transmission needed rebuilding, and hey, where are the cars? I've been meaning to tell you, Dad. I fixed them all. Even took some extra busings. Or I don't know. Our business. Gee. Yeah, the letters are bad too. I can't see what the letters are saying. Hope you don't mind. Mind? I'm thrilled. I thought you weren't interested in auto repair, and I had no idea you knew how to actually fix something. I'm proud of you, son. It's not too late to change that sign over the garage to see Wiki and Son, you know. Maybe I will take that rest now. Over dinner, you can tell me how you learned so much so fast about car repair, okay? Sure, Dad. But first, I'd like to know myself. Ever since Optimus sat me, I've had this weird power. I can move metal objects with a thought. And recently I learned to control the objects, to understand them as if they were part of me. Reassembling an engine block is no more difficult for me than screwing in this screw. But how will I explain this all to Dad, when it doesn't even make sense to me? It is a question for which Buster can find no answer, at least for now. Several hours later, at a truck stop along a lonely stretch of interstate, is it 15 in southeastern Idaho. Well, look who just rode in. Oh, Bomber Bill himself. How's my big boy doing? Just dandy, Ethel, and even better after you dish up a serving of T-bone and taters, drowned in some of that heavenly gravy of yours. It's a deal with a pot of black coffee to wash it down. So how come we haven't seen you around these parts for so long? I've been in the saddle pedal to the metal for 8 days straight, no breaks. Put 12,000 miles on old Bessie, but now we're both heading home for some downtime, and I can't wait. She'll be there at the sunrise. Look at these kids, aren't they beautiful? They're darlings, Bomber Bill. I tell you, Ethel, when you got a wonderful wife like mine and these two angels, it makes it hard for a man to take the road trip 2 weeks at a time. Near rips my guts out to be away from them. But it makes it that much sweeter to go home, if you know what I mean. I sure do, Bomber Bill. I sure do. But outside, Shockwave spoke accurately. Raw materials are plentiful in the vicinity of our target. Did you hear something? It came from outside. The people of the truck stop bear witness to the scene they can never imagine. Awestruck by the savage spectacle, they stand there speechless until a random swing of Hook's crane disturbs their I don't know what that word. Rivy. Scrunch. Let's get out of here. They can keep my wheels. I'll drive away without them. Clear a lane for me. They all flee into the nearby woods. All except one whose fear is eclipsed only by another thought. I'm going home, and that thieving lot ain't about to stop me. Nighttime, hours later. I saw him heading towards this road after they left the diner. But why? Nobody ever drives up here. Hardly anything's up this way. Hey, those lights coming towards me. Whoa, slow down, you're going my way. But the cars ignore Bomber Bill's plea and speed by, for these are no ordinary cars. These are Autobots. Hound, Blue Streak, Sideswipe, and Ironhide. And they have more urgent matters to attend to. You think one of those misgotten jalopy drivers would have... Hey, another one. Well, this one's not getting by me. He'll have to run over me first. Human, you jeopardize your safety. Scree. Stop, so it was worth the risk. Besides, I'm desperate. Some construction vehicles hauled off my truck and went up this mountain, and I aim to find them, 'cause Bomber Bill don't let no one keep him from going home. I understand. I often experience the same frustration and anger. Oh, this is Huffer. I understand. I often experience the same frustration and anger about returning to my home.
Hey, who said that? There ain't nobody inside this thing.
Relax, Bomber Bill. I'm on your side. I believe I seek the same quarry as you.
Huh? Who is I?
I am Huffer. You sit within me.
Within you? In that case, I want out.
Meanwhile, at the top of the mountain. Behold, fellow Constructicons. Here is the deep space radio telescope Shockwave sent us to find. With proper modification, it will serve our purpose well.
Then let's mash these brainless hunks of junk. Hook, my mixing drum thirsts for fresh bodies to melt.
Patience, Mixmaster. First I will broadcast.
Oh. Patience, Mixmaster. First I will broadcast an interference field to prevent anyone from detecting our presence. Our work must not be interrupted. And so, under Soundwave's protective electronic dome, the Constructicons attend to their grisly business. Bone Crusher rends trucks to pieces for raw materials. Scavenger uses his power shovel's sensors to search for specific elements. Mixmaster fuses them into new alloys. Scrapper sculpts needed parts. Longhaul transports them to the satellite dish, and Hook assembles the carefully crafted pieces. For hours the work continues at a frenzied pace. Later, look, Bumblebee awaits us. Greetings, friend. I'm happy to see you were able to track my signal hound, but I'm afraid you won't be too happy to see... And Bomber Bill's in, Huffer's car. Or is it? Well, it's well, Huffer was talking to him, so... That!
What is it?
It's exactly what I was working on back at the Ark, but on a much grander scale. A trans-dimensional radio wave scrambler. And it looks complete. It can communicate with any of 1,000 galaxies. It can call home.
Autobots, how do they find us?
Quick, destroy it! We don't know exactly what the Decepticons are planning to use it for, but I'm sure it can't be good.
Bessie, you're okay. They haven't hurt you. I'm going to get you out of this boneyard. The scrambler is not yet ready. I need more time to charge it. The Autobots must not interfere. Constructicons combine.
Autobots Wait, what are those cons doing? The Autobots witness a transformation, unlike any they have seen before, as the 6 Constructicons join to form one terrifying titan. Ethel must have started spiking her coffee. I don't believe I'm by all in this. Still, these overgrown tinker toys can play king of the hill all they want. I'm burning rubber out of here.
All crumble before Devastator.
That's some gimmick. I never seen a Decepticon that big. That's this liquid nitrogen should cool 'em off. Huffer, you're the strongest of us. Smash that scrambler before it's operational. Meanwhile, dang, all that roughhousing must upset old Bessie. She won't turn over.
Die, Autobots.
Oof, he may be slow, but he's got a wicked lift. Smash it, he says. How can I smash it? It's within reach, but how can I smash my one chance to reach Cybertron to call home?
Devastator, you miswired Claude. Get over here and destroy this Autobot before he ruins everything.
Destroy Autobot. Which Autobot?
Quickly, Huffer. Devastator seems confused. Before you can respond to Soundwave's command, smash that scrambler. But we shouldn't do anything rash. We should consider our options. But before the Autobot can make a decision, the altered satellite dish erupts with an explosion of light and a sound that shakes the entire mountaintop.
Yes, the time has come. Nothing can stop my signal from reaching Cybertron.
Pre-programmed pulses of energy cascade out of Soundwave's chest cavity. and sweep through the connecting cables and pour into the scrambler until its microcircuitry can hold no more, and torrential waves of energy gush forth into the night. Within moments, the electromagnetic pulses carrying Soundwave's mysterious message begin warping through interdimensional space on their journey to Cybertron hundreds of light years away.
Destroy Autobot? Which one? Not these Autobots.
Huffer, the Decepticons must have determined the location of Cybertron. If we let them communicate with it, not only would the lives of us Autobots be endangered, but also those of the Earthlings we have sworn to protect. You must destroy the Scrambler. Protect Earthlings?
Ironhide's right. A whole army of Decepticons could be sent here if Soundwave's signal reaches Cybertron. I behaved like a fool. Soundwave, you're about to be disconnected.
Destroy this Autobot.
Ooh!
And suddenly,
you may have cleaned Huffer's clock, but old Bessie and me are ticking again, and you make threatening phone calls ain't something we look kindly upon. In other words, your time's just run out, mister. Snap. By severing my cable connections, fleshling. Zzz. You've only freed me to kill you. Hey, take your old rusty paws off of Bessie. Bomber Bill!
I have you, Bomber Bill.
Thanks. Ugh. The engine's energy surge caused by the sudden disconnection is destroying the Scrambler, but no matter. The message was transmitted. At least most of it was. Our mission here is complete, Devastator. Your coordination and thinking as one unit was noticeably deficient. Return to your 6 separate vehicular forms, Constructicons. The time has come to leave. Soundwave jumps on Longhaul, and the Constructicons rumble off into the sunrise. Let them go. We're in no shape to chase them after the beating we just took.
Fellow Autobots, I ask to forgive me for my poor judgment. I allowed my longing for beloved Cybertron to blind me. I don't know if I can ever make up for my mistake.
We all drive off the road sometimes when it comes to wanting to go home, Huffer. Ain't nothing else they can eat at your insides like that feeling. Heck, I just went chasing after a bunch of murdering Chuck rustlers for that very same reason. And that wasn't the smartest thing I've ever done either.
You speak wisely, Bomber Bill.
We're all the same, big buddy. We all suffer from the same aching, and we make the same mistakes.
You're right, Bomber Bill. Except we're not quite the same. You can go home now. I can't.
Epilogue. Decepticon Headquarters, Blackrock Aerospace Plant Number 1. I don't understand, Optimus Prime. All the proper connections have been made, the energy flow levels adjusted, yet you have failed to infuse life into Jetfire with your creation matrix. Explain.
I have nothing to say, Shockwave.
I shall have the circuitry rechecked, but if all is in order, as I expect it shall be, then the problem must lie within you. If it turns out you can no longer provide me with the creation matrix, then it is logical that I no longer have reason to let you continue living. Is it not?
As a warrior, Prowl is familiar with adversity. The same is true of J.B. Blackrock, Chief Executive Officer of a vast industrial empire, and they both know how to deal with it. But now, as they stand within the Ark, listening to Shockwave's ominous words come over a telephone monitoring device, all they know is a feeling of total helplessness, and they don't know what to do about that. Next issue, Heads Up Autobots. Jetfire is in the air. And that's the end of that comic, so I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you could like, comment, and subscribe, that'd be appreciated. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys later.